Most travelers arrive at a Ryokan carrying one quiet fear. What if I do something wrong? The shoes, the baths, the dinner etiquette. There are entire guides dedicated to the rules. And yet, the biggest secret about staying at a traditional Japanese inn is that the rules are not really there to test you. They exist to protect something the Japanese call ma, a quiet space between you and the noise of the modern world. And few places reveal that better than this. Mukaitaki.
Crossing this line is the most nerve-wracking part for any traveler, but it's actually a beautiful ceremony of welcome. We are at Mukaitaki, a registered tangible cultural property.
While it is now a world-renowned Ryokan, it began in the Edo-period as a Waki-honjin, an official inn for high-ranking samurai and officials. In 1996, Mukaitaki made history when it was among the very first group of buildings in the nation and the first in this region to be registered as a tangible cultural property, or Toroku Yuke Bunkasai. It effectively set the standard for how Japan preserves its living heritage. Mukaitaki didn't start as a hotel. During the Edo period, it was the private resort of the Aizu clan, where samurai came to heal their wounds. When you walk through the gate, you aren't just a tourist. You are walking the same path as the warriors who once governed these mountains.
Think of this wooden step as the border between the world's dust and the inn's soul. There is a specific way to step out of your shoes to ensure your socks never touch the ground. It seems like a small detail, but in a place this historic, showing this level of respect changes how the staff and the house welcomes you.
From the moment you step inside, something subtle shifts. The pace slows, voices soften, and the building itself begins guiding how you move. At a traditional ryokan, the person guiding you to your room is called the Nakai-san. They are more than hotel staff. They prepare your room, serve your meals, and quietly choreographs the entire stay. Unlike a Western hotel room, a ryokan room changes throughout the day. In the afternoon, it's a sitting room. By night, it becomes your bedroom. You're not occupying a fixed space. You're stepping into a rhythm.
You don't just stay in a place like this. You listen to it. Every scratch in the cedar and every shadow on the shoji is a story that someone left behind decades ago.
In many traditional rooms, the tokonoma alcove acts as a quiet focal point. A scroll, a flower, a simple gesture of the season. This is where Ma becomes visible, not through decoration, but through the space that remains intentionally empty.
The light enters these rooms differently. It's softer, more patient. It reminds you that the world outside is moving much faster than the world in here.
Shoji screens don't block the light, they soften it. And that atmosphere slowly changes how you behave. You lower your voice. You sit differently. You begin to move with the rhythm of the house. You realize something quietly in a place like this. You're not the owner of a room like this. You're just passing through. Part of a long line of people who have come here to find something and leave something behind. Dinner here isn't served in a restaurant. It arrives right here in your room, a tradition known as Heya-shoku. One dish appears, then another, until the low table becomes a small landscape of bowls, lacquerware, and steam. For the high-ranking officials who stayed here in the Edo-period, this wasn't just a meal. It was a matter of status and security. If you don't know the etiquette, it can feel overwhelming. The reality is, it's designed to let the world come to you. Everything changes once you understand the rhythm, the progression from hot to cold, from light to deep flavors. It becomes the most memorable part of the stay, a choreographed sequence designed to awaken the palate, one season at a time.
You're looking at a meal that has evolved over 160 years. In Japan, we don't just eat the seasons, we respect them. This is Kaiseki, but with a unique Aizu twist. From the famous simmered carp to the delicate kozu soup, every dish here tells a story of samurai history and local survival.
When the meal ends, the room itself begins to exhale. This is the Futon-shiki, a quiet transformation where the Nakai-san prepares your bed right on the tatami. Blankets unfold. Pillows appear where dinner plates were only minutes ago. The room adapts to you, proving that in a Ryokan, space isn't fixed, it flows.
There is a specific kind of silence that only exists in a building this old. You can actually hear the house breathing as the wood settles and the wind mows through the eaves.
Traditional wooden buildings like this were designed to move with the seasons. The joints expand, the wood shifts. So what you hear isn't decay, it's adaptation.
The architecture here tells you how to walk, how to sit, and how to breathe. It doesn't change for you, you change for it. And there's something incredibly grounding about that.
There's a reason places like this are becoming harder to find. Over the past years, I've been traveling across Japan, searching for ryokans that still hold on to their original spirit. In this community, we're starting looking at these stays differently. Not as tourists, but as hidden ryokan hunters. Not because these inns are secret, but because experiences like this are easy to miss if you don't know how to look. In a world that is constantly demanding more of our attention, places like this do something rare. They allow time to rest. And in doing so, they remind you of something you didn't realize you were missing. For most travelers, the onsen is the moment that makes or breaks the entire ryokan experience. It can feel like the most intimidating part of the stay, but the onsen isn't a test. It's a system. As an onsen sommelier, I've learned that what matters most isn't memorizing the rules. It's understanding why they exist.
We're at the legendary Kitsuneyu bath, water that has been flowing naturally for centuries. Before you step in, there's a ritual to follow that turns a simple bath into a meditative reset. Let's learn how to bathe like a local.
Local legend says the spring was discovered by a wounded fox that healed itself in these waters. That's where the name comes from, Kitsuneyu, the fox bath. Beyond the legend, there is a deeper sense of exclusivity here. For centuries, these specific waters were a guarded sanctuary, reserved strictly for the Aizu samurai lords and their inner circle. It wasn't until the Meiji era that the doors truly opened to the public. In Japan, we classify springs by mineral composition, and Kitsuneyu is a classic Bijinoyu, or beauty water, known for its skin-smoothing alkalinity. More than just the minerals, what truly defines a great onsen is how naturally the water is allowed to flow.
The most common mistake? Rushing. An onsen ritual is about the transition from doing to being.
If you stay long enough, you start to notice something. Your breathing slows. Your body becomes lighter. And the constant background noise in your mind begins to fade. That's the real purpose of the onsen.
At a Ryokan, you don't just stay in a room. You wear the tradition. The yukata is your uniform of relaxation. But there is one rule you absolutely cannot break. Get the overlap wrong and you're accidentally dressed for a funeral. Let's make sure you get it right the first time.
By evening, the entire house seems to exhale. Guests move softly between baths, gardens, and rooms. Time stretches, and the outside world begins to feel very far away. The garden is the heartbeat of a ryokan. It tells you exactly where you are in the cycle of the year. And it reminds you that there is beauty in every stage of change. During winter, the garden becomes something most people never get to see. Lanterns glow across the snow, and through the evening you'll see the staff quietly moving outside with wooden spades, flattening the snow around each lantern so the light continues to shine. Even the snow becomes part of the hospitality. And then everything changes. If you returned here in spring, these same branches would be heavy with cherry blossoms. The same pond reflecting falling petals. The same path telling an entirely different story. This is the feeling the Japanese call mono no aware, the quiet beauty of impermanence. We spend so much time trying to make things perfect, but here the beauty is in the wear. The weathered wood, the moss-covered stone. It feels more humane that way.
They say you never step into the same river twice. And at Mukaitaki, you never stay in the same inn twice. Right now, I'm surrounded by the silence of the Aizu winter. But in my mind, I can still see these exact trees heavy with cherry blossoms. Today we're looking at how a 160-year-old ryokan transforms between the seasons. Last time I was here, the shoji screens were thrown wide open to catch the scent of Sakura. Now the screens are a barrier against the frost, creating this warm golden sanctuary. Whether it's the pink petals of April or the white blankets of February, the heart of the service, the omotenashi, remains frozen in time.
At the beginning of this journey, we talked about ma, the quiet space between moments. Places like Mukaitaki protect that space, not by stopping time, but by slowing it just enough for you to notice it. If you've made it this far, you've experienced something most travelers never do. Before you go, would you rather experience Mukaitaki in spring blossoms or winter silence? Hidden Ryokan hunters, I'm curious what you'd choose. Leave an onsen mark in the comments if you've made it this far, and I'll see you at the next threshold.